Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna try to keep it clean. My soldiers have taught me what to say, what not to say. I'm gonna try to do it. Got you die here with me, keeping me straight. Give me 1 second. We about to go live on Facebook and the other social media platforms. Okay, we good to go? All right. Shalom, Israel. Yabashma Shabakathum, Yahweh Shemal Athan, Ba'ashem Yahushai. We about to get it in another Monday night. Make sure all you brothers and sisters, you signing in, you tuning in, just so we can be aware of your attendance, you understand, and be aware, so we can take roll calls, so the brothers can record you, so you can put your time in, especially for you young soldiers trying to come up and be troopers and be officers, so we can know you in the building. So I got a question, man. Let me see something. See how to work this phone. We on Facebook, right? Give me 1 second. And again, shalom to the TikTok world. Mirage, Facebook, Mirage. Y'all usually just tap into Mirage Facebook? Oh, no, you need the password. Oh, that's what it was logged into, sir? Continue. I think so. I see a couple of his still need codes to sign in. Got a lot of Ak here. But all of them, you got to sign in. Let me just try to do mine. Bear with me 1 second, brothers and sisters. Just trying to log in myself so I can see you sometime, at Gmail. But I'm going to pose this question to everybody, and I want to get some answers. Y'all surprise me. I'll be surprised if y'all give me the right answer. And I'm going to take a lot of answers before I say who's right, who's wrong. And it's more than one answer, but it's really one answer. But a lot of them could be touching base on the correct answer. The question is, what is the number one unaliver for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? What's the number one cause? What is the number one cause of Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians losing their life in America, in this world? The number one cause of unaliving for the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, I think I'm signed. Okay, good. I'm signed in. Let me just go to continue. Tag all this whole sign. I should like to accept your contacts. Hell no.
So I can start.
Mm-hmm.
Plan on coming to the class. I think she's right outside the door, but she seemed a little confused.
So what you need from me?
No, yeah, no problem.
Okay, check her out. Check her out.
So
Yeah, just do what you do. Of course, we here.
no, just check. If I may, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That's an annex on YouTube, Facebook, brothers and sisters.
Okay, no sweat. I'll be right there. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm okay. I'm in the house now, so I can flip back and forth. All right, what's some of the answers? You died? What we got?
Most of the iconic volumes are saying abortion.
Abortion,
My sister said Christianity.
Christianity. Go ahead.
One brother said police brutality.
Police brutality. Give me some more. Y'all touching on some good things that definitely we are being unalive because of these things. But it ain't the root. It's not the root. Religion, that's part of it. All of them are part of it.
Sister Mayakaahla, Dr. Ahla, and Officer Mayakaahla both said disobedience.
Disobedience. Almost. All of y'all close. Y'all touching on it. You all right, sister? Shalom. Yahweh Shema the Bashim Yahweh Shah. You got a husband in the school or no? Kawataza? Kalataza. No, sir. No, sir. All right, sir. How you doing tonight? All right. Almost. Any more?
Brother AJ said, following Esau's ways.
Following Esau's ways. That's damn sure. All of you right. None of you wrong. None of you wrong. But I want to get to the root of why we suffer and lose our lives and are abused and you know and are oppressed. All
Slack
the things that happen to us. Why do they happen?
General.
Yeah.
This is HQ. Disobeying the Lord.
Disobeying the Lord. You on it. You on it like the rest of them, Ashar. No, sir. I didn't know we had the capability. They can call it. Oh, that's just special with Ashar. Oh, no sweat. Most High Christ. You at the door, Ashar. You at the door. You know what I'm saying? All these things that y'all saying are right there at the door. But if you open this door, you're gonna see the problem. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else? I'll give it to you. I'll give you a couple more minutes. Mathumya, anything? See, I got that name, right? Give me Hosea 4:6. Give me Hosea 4:6. The number one reason for the unaliving of Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians is ignorance. It's our lack of knowledge. That's the cause. That's why we are hurt, oppressed. That's why we lose our life. That's why we are. That's why we are brutalized in the streets. That's why people get away with hurting us like we're nothing, because we don't have the knowledge that it takes to first know who we are, which would in turn we would know who our God is, and we would know how to gain His help. We would know how to get His protection. You understand? And since we don't have these things, and all these religious institutions, the Christian church being the number one culprit, they teach against the truth of that same knowledge, because a lot of them have that knowledge. A lot of the world leaders of countries and the powerful and that small 1% that run 95% of the wealth in the world, they understand and know who you are and know your true history, and they hide your true history. Up under the Roman Catholic Church, they got what you call catacombs, all up in secret museums. A lot of that 1%, them wealthy people that really run the country, they got all the wealth in the world, they got their own private museums with a lot of your history, which they only invite their other rich friends who pay a whole lot of money to come tour. These billionaires and trillionaires come tour their personal and private museums, which you'll find a lot of your history, a lot of your true history, you understand, which they keep under wraps. They keep under wraps very well. We don't know these things because we fresh out of slavery, and then our oppressors' Christianity was pressed on us, and then they're beat into us. So we fear and worship Him instead of fear and worshiping our true God. That a lot of that's been lost. A lot of the slaves kept some of that history, like we always do, and we passed it down, and that's how the Isupk was started, from ex-slaves passing down verbal traditions, trying to hold on to a piece of our real culture, man. And the Lord just put His Spirit down there in these last days that we fully understand who we were. Read Hosea 4:6.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people.
And y'all let me know. Give your diet some 1Ws if you can hear the reader. I need to know how you hear it. Can you hear the classroom? Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
God said through the prophet Hosea, he said, my people are destroyed. First and foremost, it crushes the lie of the Christian church that God loves everybody equally. Because God, although he created everybody, and when I say God, I ain't talking about that fake God Allah. And I ain't talking about the Caucasian man that's hanging on the cross in your Christian church, your so-called Jesus God. I ain't talking about the God of the Buddhist temple or the God of Africans. I'm talking about the real God of Israel, the God of the Bible, the creator, the one that created trees and grass, the one that created the moon and the stars and the sun, the one that created all the animals, the birds, the insects, the one that created all people on this earth, man, the one that created this earth. That God is who I'm talking about. He said he's the God of Israel. Now, he created everybody on the earth. Everybody came from Adam because Noah was the great-great-great-grandson of Adam. And everybody, the Lord flooded the earth, and everybody's lives were taken during the flood of Noah, except Noah and his sons. And they repopulated the earth. So everybody on the earth today comes from Adam, and even in the beginning. Everybody on the earth, God had a people, Matt. This is Hosea, who was an Israelite. He said that God, he prophesied what God was saying, and he said, my people are destroyed. God has a people, and those people are you, black man and woman, Hispanic man and woman, North American man and woman. That's first and foremost. Now, knowing that God has a people, he said about his people what? Read it again.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Why are we so destroyed? In every way. We destroyed in every way. From drugs to our health, from breathing pollution, from drinking tainted water. The food is unhealthy and full of drugs and chemicals, Matt. The medical system is racist against us. You understand? The police is racist against us. The court system is racist against us. Education system is racist against us. We destroyed in every way. The citizens of the world can't stand us. And we cry and we wonder why, but it's biblical. It's biblical. Something is in them that cannot connect with something that's in us. And something that's in us cannot connect with them. It just can't connect no matter how hard we try. Even some of us, we try to become them and conform ourselves and talk like them and walk like them and dress like them and be a part of their world. But they still can't connect. They move to the suburbs, our people, man, trying to escape the hood and the ghetto and you know the N-word mess. They try to escape that, but the curses and the spiritual things of the Bible still follow them because they have a spirit in them that they can't give away. Disconnected to the Most High, and it's enemies to everybody else on the earth outside of the 12 tribes. But God said, my people are destroyed for what? For lack of knowledge, ignorance. Ignorance of who they are, ignorance of their God, ignorance of what this Bible is talking about, ignorance that they are the people of the Bible. Ignorance, this lack of knowledge, man. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Now, because of what we did in the past, when we knew that we were Israelites, we still disobeyed the Most High God, our God. We disobeyed him. We followed other gods. We tried to do like the heathens do, like the other nations did, even though our God told us don't do like they do. We did it anyway, man. We did it anyway. So we rejected his knowledge in ancient times, so he decided to reject us. And he warned us. It ain't like nothing new. Like, hey, y'all rejected me, I'm going to reject you. No, he warned us a long time ago through Moses. He told us that as long as we obeyed him and followed his laws and fulfilled that contract that he made with our father Abraham, where he was going to be a father to us and protect us and love us, and we were going to be his favorite children, his sons. And we would just love him and obey him like a good child would. We broke that. We broke that. We rejected the Most High, so he rejected us. He rejected us. So now in these last days, we'd have been beat down by so many nations and so many races that now they on purpose stop us from having this knowledge now. He said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will what?
I will also reject thee.
Go ahead.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, because it was a beautiful thing serving the Most High God and being his priest and being his servant and having his protection and knowing that with him, nobody can defeat us. It was a beautiful thing. But now, because he rejected us, because we reject him, now we ain't even going to be the holy priests of him no more and servants no more. Now he going to turn his back to us. And without his protection, you see the results. We filling up the prisons. We dying in the streets every day, every week. If not by our own hands, by the hands of our enemies, our oppressors. And it's rare when something gets done. It's only because we in the last days that a few of them are having to answer somewhat for what they're doing to us. And that's rare. Out of everyone that get caught and goes to trial, hell, there's 200 and something bodies that they found behind a Mississippi prison. And that's just one that they're talking about. That's just one that they're talking about. They ain't talking about all the bodies and grave sites that they find under these buildings that get renovated. And while they digging up the ground, they finding a whole bunch of bodies. That ain't in the news before a hot second, if it even makes it in the news. They ain't talking about all the underwater cities that black people used to have, but our oppressor flooded these cities and valleys. And now they're lakes and rivers, whole cities underneath them waters, because they don't want us to have a goddamn thing. They got a movie out with the gang and all the oil rigs the Gadites used to have and the oil wells, rich as hell. But of course, our oppressor sees that and say, we can't have these engines do better than us. And of course, they get to taking their lives and going to war with them and chasing them out and burning what they got. And just taking the land. And oppressors hold all the cards. And they're the ones with the power. They don't go investigate and try to find out who are the people who took the land of these Gadites and give them their land back, because they can do it. They keep records. If something like that happened to them, they'll go way back and find out who did it, who originally owned the land, and they would get their land back. But that doesn't happen for us. That doesn't happen for us. Why? Because God rejected us. We don't have his protection. You understand? We don't have his protection. You got this? You got that scripture? You can finish reading. That thou shalt what?
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
And we are not a priest of the Most High. We are not his servants as a whole. There's a very small body that have returned back to the Most High, and that's in the Isupk. But we got billions and billions of brothers and sisters out there that's still lost, man. They're still destroyed because they are ignorant. They don't know who they are. And even when they hear us say it, it's so hard to believe because of the Christian church. Because we done all grown up in that church. And it's like, how all these people going to be in church singing and praising God? Y'all saying that they wrong? Yes, they are wrong. That's what we're saying. That's what the Bible is saying. And we are no priest to him anymore, meaning we're not his servants anymore because he turned his back on us. Read.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
And that's a horrible thing. What we experience in black people, Hispanics, like North American Indians with the cartel gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, all the things that happen to us in the ghetto, all the horrible ways we live in the hood in this country, outside of this country too. You understand? All those horrible things are solely because we forgot, our ancestors forgot about God, so he said he gonna forget about them. And he forgot about them. Because the only way to be safe on this earth is to have our God's protection, man. Our ancestors angered the Most High. Angered them so much, you know what I'm saying, and decided to put other gods and a whole animal. We decided to follow a beast, an animal, and fear him and worship him more than God, more than our actual God, you understand? he was pissed off so much that, he allowed them to overtake us. You understand? Allowed them to overtake us. And in their oppression of us and taking us over, they realized that the only way to keep us, to keep their power over us and to keep their foot on our neck, the only way to do that, our oppressors realized they had to keep us ignorant and keep us asleep. You understand? That was the only way. They realized that was the only way to successfully continue to oppress us. You had your hand up, you die, Slav. Go ahead, get that.
If I can read Romans chapter 10, verse 1 through 3, sir. Romans chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel that they might be saved.
And this is Paul praying to the Most High for Israel. And we in Romans 10 and 1, if y'all didn't hear, he said his prayer and heart's desire to the Most High for Israel is, go ahead,
That they might be saved.
that they might be saved. Paul was praying that the Lord remember that we're his chosen people and remember us because he rejected us. And Paul saw it, all the Israelites saw it, and we wanted God to remember us again. And we wanted to get his protection again. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For I bear the record that they have a zeal of God.
And Paul was praying to the Lord, reminding the Lord, our people, we got a zeal of God. And that's true. That's why we in every religion. That's why we in every religion, because we got a zeal for the Most High. There's a spirit in us that's connected to the Most High, but we're just ignorant. We just lack the knowledge because of the oppressor. He took that from you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. He took it from you and then fed you all of his religious lies. All of his religious lies. And we didn't want to die, right? It makes sense. I mean, bullets hurt when they hit the brain, right? We didn't want to die. That rope hurts when it's squeezing your neck until till you're gone. That's what they were doing to us. We didn't want that. So we said, okay, I'll take your God. And we accepted their God. And we taught our children, because we love them, we don't want them to end up on the end of a noose. We don't want them their lives to be taken. So we teach them, listen, you got to follow this man's God. And Christianity was born, and every other religion under the sun. We followed because we didn't want to have our lives taken. Go ahead, Gedaliah. Call it out.
Sir. Romans chapter 10 and verse 2.
We in 10 and 2 of Romans.
For I bear the record
Take another couple of
that they
shots.
have a zeal of God,
Uh-huh.
but not according to knowledge.
We have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. The number one unaliver of the 12 tribes of Israel is lack of knowledge. We got the zeal. I was just watching something was on the TV yesterday. What's that? Just strong, yes. It was on the TV, had some show, some Cuba Gooding show, some more Christian show. They had the OJs on there, Beyonce, Melba Moore, all the singers up on there singing, and we got the most flavor in the earth. We in the rocking the church out. If you want a good concert, I'd say the church is a good spot to go because they be jamming. They be jamming, and that draws our people because we are musical people and we full of talent. And the church gain you like that. It's like how Tony Tiger sells the Frosted Flakes. What do the Tiger got to do with the flake? Nothing at all, right? But he's selling flakes. You understand? And that's how the religion is sold, through music, through cool sayings, things that blacks and Hispanics love. But the church and religion does not bring you closer to God. It gives you misunderstandings of God, and therefore your ignorance is further. Therefore, you walk away from church and the mosque and every place else with lacking knowledge more than ever. Read on.
Verse 3. For they being ignorant,
they being the Israelites that Paul is praying for, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, they being ignorant, go ahead,
of God's righteousness.
They're ignorant of God's righteousness. That's the only way to save your life, man. We got to become awakened and get the knowledge of God's righteousness and what we're supposed to do to please him in righteousness. But we don't have that. We being ignorant of God's righteousness, go ahead.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
We go about to establish our own righteousness, meaning we decide to do the things that we think is good. Oh, I held the door open for that lady. Oh, I speak to everybody. I'm a nice guy. Why would God not like me? Why would God like me? I just have a pork chop every now and then. I love him. I love shrimp. He gonna be mad at me just for eating shrimp? Well, our God is a God that takes disobedience very serious. And that little thing like eating shrimp and pork and smoking cigarettes and sleeping with random women and throwing them away, sleeping with random men that ain't your man, those things that might seem small to you because you've established a righteousness to yourself. Because the church and what the world teaches you, and this world is ran by Satan, you think those things are small, but they are very big to God. Read that last line again.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
Go ahead.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
And that's what we got to do, man. And that's what Commander General Yohana has taught us to do. We was knuckleheads, ignorant, lacking knowledge also, till we met him. And he introduced us to the truth, man, and taught us real knowledge of self. I've been hearing knowledge of self since I was in the world, you die. You know what I mean? Thought I had it. Thought I had the honk. The Egyptian honk. Couldn't tell you exactly what it meant, but I knew it was something black, maybe. Had the black, green, black, and red beans and all beads and all that. Thought it was something black. We got what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thought I had blackness, but I was ignorant. And I lacked the true knowledge of the Most High. You understand? Was that was the end, you know? In the three, no sweat. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. Jeremiah 17:4. So Paul just said, just like Yediah brought out, it was another precept to go with Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Paul said that he prayed for Israel because he saw that we had a zeal for God. We wanted to know God. Shalom, Cat. We tried to find God. You understand? We joined every religion trying to find God, but all of those religions just separated us from God. They drew us further away from God, all of them. You name me a religion, I'm going to name you an organization that separates you from God. All of them. Being an Israelite is something you got to be born. It goes by your lineage of your father, man, who your forefathers were. And it's not a religion. Thou shalt not murder your brother or sister is no religion. What religion is that? What religion is not don't eat pork and shrimp and crab? What religion is don't covet what your brother or sister got? What religion is have no gods before me? That's not a religion. Those are the laws and the rules that the God of Israel gave the Israelites, who are a race of people or a nation. Nation means race. You understand? Jeremiah 17:4. And Paul prayed that they had, because he knew they had a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And he prayed and he saw that they was establishing their own righteousness, just like we do today. Right. Just like we do today. You ask a Christian or a Muslim what makes them righteous, what makes you good in the eyes of God, they're going to come up with some things on their own. Well, I do this. I do a lot of funding for the community. I do a lot of. What point are you opening up community centers and having basketball games for the youth and trying to keep them off the streets when you are a LGBTQ? When you're LGBTQ and you're teaching them and promoting to the kids that it's okay to be LGBTQ. Well, this is a new letter I heard. A couple of new letters, Cat. You know what I'm saying? What good is that in the eyes of God? Oh, he keeping them off the streets. He keeping them from selling drugs. He starting basketball team. But then you wearing a shirt tied with a knot in front of the kids. And you're a whole man with a beard. Talking about, I am a she. Call me them. Call me them. You see my dress and you see, I am a woman, but call me them. I see you with a whole Adam's apple sticking out. Big as my fist. You understand? And this is the world. That's somebody, who was it? One of these female rappers, I think, said that, I can't, about the LGBT, said, I can't pretend. I'm not in a bubble or Disneyland, and I can't pretend. I can't convince my mind to pretend that you're this when you're obviously this other thing. You understand? And that's what they ask you when they say, well, you got to call him she. You got to call it. You got to call her it or call her them. It's like we got to lie to ourselves. I saw a program where the judge was on trial and one of them was in the court, I think a plaintiff, and they had to tell the other lawyers, listen, you have to call her then. I mean, it's strange, a lot of us not used to it, but we have to get used to it. We have to call her them. So do you see them in the court? And the person looked at the judge, looked and said, yes, I do. I see them. Talk about this one female. You understand? But this is the world we living in. We live in a satanic world of make-believe. You know what I'm saying? Like the Twilight Zone.
So like,
That's what
sir.
we live in. And Jeremiah 17:4 said what? Because once again, our ancestors made God angry and God punished us. Go ahead, you die. Okay, go ahead, Ashar.
Like, sir, just a comment because that whole pronoun thing is pushed so adamantly upon us at my slavery. I work as a social worker. So amongst my coworkers, whenever we have meetings, virtual meetings, live meetings, and they give us name tags and everyone puts their pronouns, I always put sir or my lord on them. So everyone either is going to refer to me as sir, my lord, or by my name. And everyone just calls me by my name.
Damn right. Listen, if they got to call, we got to call them by all that mess that they believe. Damn right. We can be called by what we want to be called, right? Good job. I hope everybody heard Priest and Officer Ashar from headquarters. He said he works in slavery where they enforce the pronouns. You understand? And since everybody has to be called the thing that they want to be called, his pronoun is sir or my lord or priest or whatever his name is. That's his pronoun, which is righteous. You understand? If he got to be calling some brother them or get fired, hell, all right, well, I am Lord. Call me that. That is my pronoun. Why not? Jeremiah 17:4.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance that I gave thee.
Like the Lord gave us a heritage, a culture, not a religion. He gave us laws to follow and said, we are his people. And because I brought you out of the land of Egypt, I want you to continue to be my people and serve me because I promised your father Abraham that I would always keep you in my heart. And so these are the laws and the rules I want you to follow to stay on my good side. And if you follow these rules, nobody going to be able to hurt you or stop you. And I'm going to destroy everybody before you that tries to harm you. And you're going to be the greatest. Why did we decide to go against that? Why did we decide to test the waters and sneakily try to worship other gods or follow other cultures, other heritages, when the Lord gave us a heritage? But we wasn't satisfied, man. We had to go experiment with other people's heritage and their gods and their cultures. The Lord said we were supposed to marry each other, man, and produce seed with each other, but we wanted to go experiment with other nations and races, man, and have children by them. We wanted to experiment and do everything God said not to do, man. So we discontinued from our heritage that he gave us. Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
Since you wanted to be all up under the enemies of God and the other cultures and races that weren't Israelite, you chose to follow them and to be with them and to learn some of their customs. So God punished you by forcing you to follow him now. Now you ain't got no choice. You gotta be under the American flag. Now we gotta swallow Christmas every damn year, even though we know it's a lie. Now we gotta swallow Easter. Now we did like this we did yesterday. Now I forgot it was Easter until I went to a couple of stores and they was closed. You know? I was pissed off. Said, damn, I forgot it's Easter. They closed. Now we gotta deal with the 4th of July and all the lights and things around Christmas and New Year's and all the songs, every store you go in, decorations everywhere, and Christmas songs. We gotta live under that now. Because at one time we chose to follow other people, man, even though ours were the greatest. Read.
I will cause thee to serve thy enemy
Uh-huh.
in the land which thou knowest not.
Go ahead.
Ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Psalms 83. We made God angry, man. We made God angry by worshiping things that we knew not. Know not meaning God never taught us, taught our ancestors this. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. We were never taught to follow these other gods and other ways by our forefathers, man. But eventually through time, that's why Solomon said, I'm paraphrasing, he said the worst thing in life is to be following the Most High and to be righteous. And then you have children that don't follow in that righteousness, man. You got children that want to test the waters. And then their children want to test the waters. And then their children want to go outside of the Most High. Nothing worse than that, man. Nothing worse than that. And we lost the kingdom because of that. Because the children of King David and the children of King Solomon went the hell off. And we lost the damn nation. You understand? Go ahead, Gidai. Okay, go ahead. On topic?
Some of them are.
Okay, give me the ones on topic for now. I'm trying to speed up. Go ahead.
Okay, Colin. What's up? Not two of them.
Go ahead, real quick. Shalom.
He said, are we supposed to keep the new moon Sabbath and get some precepts? And the second part of it is, are we allowed to cook and watch TV?
Come. And those are good, excellent questions, mighty man. Excellent question. I'm gonna try to get through this, and then I'm gonna try to come back to that. Short answer is, what do you say? What's the first one? The new moon? No, the new moon. No, the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week, from Friday sundown to Saturday, so-called Saturday sundown. That's the Sabbath, and we can cook, and you can do anything that pleases you on the Sabbath, because the Lord said that the Sabbath was made for us. We wasn't made to worship the Sabbath, and there's precepts on it too. But give me a minute. Let me see if I can go into that, or any other day of the week if I don't get through this. Salakia, give me Psalms 83.
Psalms 83. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Go ahead.
Hold not thy peace.
And remember, the topic is, what is the number one unaliver to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? The answer is ignorance, lack of knowledge. Hosea said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yediah brought out where Paul said, we got a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. And that's what destroys us, man. And the Lord said he made us discontinue from our heritage because we rejected him. So he rejected us. You understand? And he warned us through Moses. He said in Deuteronomy, 28:1. He said, if we obey and listen to him and observe and do all that he commands us, that we'll be on top above all people of the earth. Nobody will be able to conquer us or be over us. But in the 15th verse, he said, if we did not obey him, if we did not observe and do everything he commanded us, that curses would follow us. And then he ran down all the curses. And it's your life in America, man. It's your life in the world. Psalms 83. And once again, when the Lord rejected us and turned his back, the other nations and races were able to conquer us and destroy us because we didn't have God's protection. And then after all of our oppressions, from the Babylon to the Persians, the Medes, through the Greeks, the Romans, they learned something, because all those captivities, we still knew we were Israelites. You understand? And we always prayed to the Most High. Finally, he'd have mercy on us and topple that empire. So they said, you know what we got to do? We got to erase the memory of them knowing that they're Israelites. We got to take away that knowledge from them. Go ahead, Nicole.
So what you're saying is so heavy, because the very same nation, white people, the Greeks, they had a council where they was like, if we keep them in sin, we gonna be able to reign over them. But they start serving their Lord. All hell is gonna be
yeah, that's in the Apocrypha. I forget what book. I probably know. There was a time where there was a king. Go ahead. Huh?
I'm not gonna say that, sir.
What was you gonna say?
Judah 5:20.
Judah. And what king was this? Was this who Persians mean? What empire?
Is that Greeks?
Say again. Greek. And there was an emperor. He was taking over all the land in the Middle East. But there was one. But our people, we was in our land, and he got a report, and he said they told him, "Oh, king, there's one people that won't obey to your rules and won't submit to your rules," and that was our history. Right. We always, there was some of us that would conform. Always, we would be sellouts. But then there was a lot of us that say, "No, we ain't doing that. We ain't gonna eat that swine. We ain't gonna do what the king said. The king want us to eat that swine. We're not gonna do it." We read that all in the book of Daniel and things. Daniel had to resist the swine. Right. It was different things with Mordecai during that time. With who was it? Ruth? With Mordecai? Esther, sorry. With Esther. And so now there were times that the kings would want us to do certain things outside of our laws, but we would refuse. And so this time they went to the king and said, "Lord, there's a people over there that won't submit to you." And he said, "Well, who the hell are these people that won't submit to me? Let's send soldiers over there and let's make them submit to us, or we're going to take their lives." And one of his servants said, "Mighty king, with all due respect, these people are the children of the Most High God. These are the people that came out of Egypt when all the plagues hit Egypt. These are the people that this and that happened to. Every time they serve their God, they are undefeatable." You understand? So if you send troops there, you got to spy the land out. And if you see that they are worshiping their God and obeying their laws, leave them alone, because their God ain't no joke. I'm paraphrasing. He said, but if you find that they are breaking their laws and are going against their God, then you can overtake them. Because they understood, like I'm about to bring out, even our oppressor in these last days understood that in order to successfully oppress Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, you have to keep them ignorant of who they are and who their God is. You have to force them to break their own laws. You understand? The leaders of this earth, they know that we ain't supposed to be eating pork and shrimp and crab and lobster. Right. So they call those things delicacies. They call pork the other white meat. Right. They know we ain't supposed to participate in the LGBTQISTUV lifestyle. They know we're not supposed to. It's against the laws of the Israelites, but they call it an alternative lifestyle. They say you have to be fair to everybody or it's a crime. You understand? And so now we in a system, in an empire that you can't even speak out against a lot of the sin in this place. Now, the one good thing is no law in this earth forces us to sin. There's no law that forces us to commit a sin against the Most High God of Israel. So that's just an excuse. When the more Christian Israelites say, well, we got to do this. We ain't in the motherland. The temple ain't built yet. We got to do. That's a lie. Right. You just conforming to this place. That's why we call you Christian Israelites. You understand? There's no law in America or that forces you to break God's law. You understand? But there are laws in place that won't allow you to speak out against the people who do. Some of them. You understand? Psalms 83. Go ahead.
Psalms 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies, this is King David praying to the Most High. He's saying the enemies of God make a tumult. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
And they that hate the Most High God have lifted up their head in pride and power and strength and speaking against the children of God and God himself. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They've taken crafty counsel. They had their meetings in big off-conference rooms. Go ahead.
Against thy people.
Against Israel. You don't know, black man. They may tell you you're a thug and you're dirty and you're nothing. You understand? But they sit in rich conferences with $1,000 plates and have meetings about you, on what they're going to do to you, about you. The next move they're going to do to the Negro in the ghetto, to the Hispanic in the barrio, to the Native American Indian on the reservation. These rich billionaires that run the world, they have continuous meetings on how to keep you in control because you are still very dangerous to them. Even though you're on heroin, you're on cocaine and crack, you're leaned over, your hands big as boxing mitts from all the needles of heroin and drugs you're sticking in you. You're the hidden ones. You're on the ground. You're damn near half dead walking around. That's why they made the movie The Walking Dead. That's you. That's you. The Walking Dead in their eyes. But even though they look at you like you're the worst thing on the earth, you are the greatest threat to their empire. You are the greatest threat to their rulership because you are still the chosen people of the Most High God whom they can't defeat. They can't defeat him. And all he's waiting for is enough of you to come to him. Enough of us in the Isupk to teach and get more soldiers under him, more sisters under him. And brother, when we get to the amount that the Lord thinks is necessary, oh my God, it's going to be a glorious and dreadful day at the same time. You going to say something, Nicole?
Obviously, we was talking about everything that's going on in the world right now. You know what I mean? We was like, Satan can't hide anywhere no more. Like, the times they were hiding the religions, you know, the Christianity.
Yeah.
Like now, I go on the comments on the internet, and everybody, anytime we got something to do with the church, people clowning the church, people clowning Islam, especially in Philly right now.
God.
More importantly, the Jewish man, for so many years, was able to hide in the synagogue. Now it's like, now when black people see Jewish people, they're like, hey, I ain't Jew.
Yeah.
They don't even know the full spectrum of it.
Right.
One thing they do know, they like, man, y'all fix
it. God damn right. Because it gives them some hope. You know what I'm saying? It gives them some hope. And they might not fully understand it and may not even want to give up them cigarettes to come around us. There's a lot of brothers in the truth now. That their first year, 2 or 3 of finding out about us, they said, man, I can't be around them. I ain't clean enough. I ain't, I got to get these cigarettes up or I got to get this other stuff up. Some brothers and sisters think they ain't worthy to be around us, but this is where you come to start getting rid of that mess. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a hard truth to swallow. Truth is a hard pill to swallow. So you're going to get the truth, and we're going to start working on you getting off them things, man. You understand? So, but don't stay out there because you think you ain't worth it. Read on. What's the last line you read?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Go ahead. How have the leaders of this earth taken crafty counsel? Counsel is a meeting against black people and Hispanics and North American Indians. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They've consulted against our hidden ones. Israel, you the hidden one. Why? Because nobody knows that you are the real Jews, man. There's very few people that knows it. And the ones that knows it, they aren't promoting it. They aren't promoting it to the world. They're keeping it to themselves. It's a lot of people that come up to us at camp, oppressors, white people, come up to us at camp and say, you know what? Everything you guys are saying is true. And they say, but good luck on convincing them. They say, good luck in convincing the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because they know this is a difficult thing to learn because we've been so saturated with the lies, with the Christianity. Read.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And this is what the billionaires and the rulers of this world say when they meet each other and talk about blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. They say what?
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They say we need to cut these people off from being one race. They know these 12 tribes are one race. And in their meetings a long time ago, they decided we need to cut them off from being together, from being united, We had to cut these 12 tribes off from being a nation, meaning divide them. That's why today you got the name Puerto Rican on one tribe. Another tribe is called Cuban. Another tribe is called Mexican. Another one, Argentinian. Another one, Brazilian. Was it? Hey, another one, Haitian. Let's call them Haitian. These people, let's call Jamaican. Let's call them Trinidadian. Let's call them Black, Asiatics. Let's call them African American. They divided us up. They cut us off from being a nation. Now we a whole bunch of about 20 different nations now. Read.
No, sir. The name of Israel.
That the name of what?
Israel.
They didn't care about Islam. That the name of what?
Israel.
They didn't care about Christianity. That the name of what?
Israel.
They didn't care about Buddhism and Africanism and Egyptology or Scientology. That the name of what?
Israel.
They said the Bible says that the name of Israel, go ahead,
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance, man. That's what they was concerned about. They was concerned about us knowing that we were the Israelites, because that could topple their entire empire, man. We died from the sins we do every day because of the lies of the Christian church. We continue, you know what I'm saying? We continue to do those sins. You understand? I know firsthand accounts of people that eat abominations and get high and then have a stroke or have a mild heart attack or have some problem and get rushed to the hospital. And when they nurse them back to health and they get back on their feet, they got some problems. They got to take some medicines. They got to take some therapy. But after this damn near life losing event, they come home and they celebrate. They say, "Ooh, thank God that I made it through." And you know how they celebrate? Eating more abominations and getting more high. They don't even realize that the reason why they almost were unalive was because of these evil things that they do. Go ahead.
That's the funny. I was on telling somebody bread. You're supposed to eat it. So a person still went out on bread. So when I ate the bread, right, choked on it, and then it died. So they called me the next day, like, you know, I guess you was right. I wasn't supposed to eat the bread. I'm like, listen, man, that's what the Lord said.
Yeah. Good.
You know, supposed to be all messing with that abomination anyway. That's why that happened to you.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Most are correct. You know what I mean? Like we try to warn. Like in the time of judgment, man, they ain't gonna have no excuse. Nobody gonna have no excuse. Isaiah 30 and 12. I gotta rush this long. I never have enough time. I got so much.
Isaiah 30 and 12, sir.
Let me no, I'm gonna skip that. Give me Romans 1 and 25. Like our oppressor, the Lord turned his back on us once again. Our oppressor convinced us through religion that he's God. He's Jesus. He's God. He's the prophets. You understand? And listen, they took our lives if we didn't conform. They would take our lives if we didn't submit to him being God and Jesus and all that. Romans 1:25. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Our oppressor did. Our oppressors changed the truth of God to a lie and forced it on us through bloodshed. Go ahead.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
Who can tell me what that means? We worship and serve the creator, the creature, more than the creator. Who can tell me what that is? Come on. I know Cat probably know. Any of you sisters, y'all understand what that means? The Lord said they changed the truth of God into a lie and convinced us to worship and serve the creature more than the creator. Anybody online? Aisha, what does that mean? Worshiping the creature more than the creator. I'll give you a minute. Anybody can die, whoever is. Because it's a terrible, terrible thing what religion has done to us. I'll give you the answer. Nobody volunteered. It said, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. First, let's start with the creator. The creator, everybody knows, is the Most High God, right? He created everything. He's the pot. He's sitting in there molded. He made the sun. He made the stars. He made the moon. He took this ball of gas and congealed it, and took everything in it, and put everything in it that was needed to make the earth, to make the water. Everything that the earth needs to function is right here in the earth. That's why they're sucking all the oil out of the earth. The earth produces oil. It produces the grass and the crops that we need. The animals are here eating off the earth and making more animals. The rain comes down from the clouds. God sends us The Lord gives us everything we need to survive. But we do have an oppressor that the Bible calls the devil. He takes those things, and now we pay a king's ransom for it, man. Who'd ever thought? And back in the day, you never think about paying for water. Back in the day, my rib's father used to take them to a stream, and they fill up big jugs and bring it home. You understand? It's you know what I mean. It's now we pay for water. We pay for water. We pay for food that's poisoned with chemicals. You understand? So we said that's the creator. The creator created all these things. Now, what does it mean to serve the creature more than the creator? If I'm a creator and I make this beautiful cup here, I make this. This is the creature. The creature is the thing that's created. I make this. This is my creature. I created it. So God creating everything and all people on the earth, we were taught through religion to worship the thing that God created instead of worshiping God. Right. We worship our oppressors. We worship white people. Hell, a lot of us worship Chinese people. We worship Africans and all of their gods. You know, we worship all type of people that God created. And that is a sin. That is against the Most High God. We're supposed to worship him, but he said that we change the truth of God into a lie by worshiping the creature more than the creator. Go to Jeremiah 7:23. Jeremiah 7:23. Because this is the good news. Out of all the ignorance that our people suffer, out of our lack of knowledge, our lack of understanding, our lack of wisdom, and all the things that we've been taught to do that gets our lives taken because God is angry with us. We are taught to do these things that makes our God take our life. The good news is this. You got it? Jeremiah 7:23.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, and verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice.
This thing I commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. I'm good. Saying, obey my voice. That's what God wants. That's what the God of Israel wants. He don't want you to decide to do good things that you think is good, that you think is sweet. You understand? He wants you to obey him. He wants you to obey him. You read the story of Saul, where God gave Saul a commandment. He said, go destroy the king of Amalek, destroy all the people, and destroy all the animals. What did Saul do? He decided on his own, in his own mind, I'm going to save the king of Amalek. And I'm going to save the best of their animals to sacrifice to the God of Israel. And he thought that was a good thing. He thought that saving the best of these animals would be good to sacrifice to the Most High. But the Most High already told you to get rid of everything. Right. And Saul lost the kingdom for that, man. He lost the throne. He was fired from his job of running a nation because he simply disobeyed the Most High, thinking that he was doing good by the Most High. He went into his own mind. He went into his own mind. Read.
And I will be your God.
If we just obey God, no shrimp, no crab, no lobster, no pork. Don't throw away your woman. I don't care how much you think you fell out of love. You sisters, you fell out of love, so you want a new man. Don't be no whore, because that's what that is. Fall out of love with your man and you get a new man. That's being an adulteress. That's a death penalty offense according to the Bible, man. Obey God. Once you lay with that man, y'all together forever, man. Work it out. You got problems? Hell, who don't? Come have a counsel. Work it out. Let's figure this out. Two brothers having a beef with each other. Let's figure this out. Go to counsel because we looking to sit on thrones together. So any little beef we got here, let's work it out. See what the problem is so we can become brothers again. That's what our black King Jesus Christ told us to do. Obey my voice, God said, and I will be your God. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And ye shall be my
and you're going to be my people. Read.
And walk ye in all the ways that I commanded you.
Just follow my commandments. Walk in all the ways that I commanded you. Go ahead.
That it may be well unto you.
So I can save your life. I can't save your life. I don't know why Christians think God know their heart. I know I do this and I do this and this is disgusting. And the Bible say don't do that. And I do it all, but God know my heart. He know my real heart. They think their real heart, Yediah, is different from the nasty life they live. God does know your nasty, disgusting heart, man. All he's telling you is to obey. He rejected us because our ancestors rejected him. And now he's throwing us a bone. He said if we obey him, he's going to be our God and we're going to be his people again. All we got to do is walk in all his commandments that he commanded us. Zechariah 13:9. And then I'm going to go into a little history. Go ahead, Kat.
What you saying is because you always bring up, we tried Islam, we tried Christianity, we tried Easter, we tried Thanksgiving, we tried this, we tried that. But the one thing that we never tried was actually going was in something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like how do we know if the good things is going to happen if we never gave that a chance?
God. Like we experiment with everything else, Kat. We experiment with all type of drugs and all type of things. Let's take this chance, black people. You ain't never came into the God of Israel and obeyed him. You never did that. Why? Because eating pork seemed like a small thing to you. Eating shrimp might seem like a small thing to you. You mean to tell me that we ain't, the white people are ruling over us just because I smoke a cigarette? Yes. Yes. Just because you smoke a cigarette. Just because you love a shrimp platter and the king crabs. Yes. Yes. Just because you ain't happy with your man, so you listen to Steve Harvey and them old ass silly women on his show to get rid of your man. If for the slightest thing that you think is wrong. Yes, those small things is preventing God from defending us against our enemies. Yes, it is. Zechariah 13:9. And like Cap said, we tried everything. Paul, when you read the New Testament also, Paul even taught about an unknown God in the New Testament because we were so superstitious like we are today that we would get into everything to where they had every idol in this place and they even had one thing that represented the unknown God, just the God, what's going on? Verify to continue. How do I do that? Do a puzzle. Unable to verify. I don't know how to. Okay. So they asked me to verify to continue. So just trying to get right on TikTok. Okay, no sweat. The what? Oh, yeah. Also, you die and all this digital crap. You know what I'm saying? Zechariah 13:9. So Paul taught about an unknown God because we know that our people, we in everything, but they never give the Most High a chance. They never take a shot on thinking, well, maybe if you just quit them cigarettes, quit the pork, quit the shrimp, the tuna fish, and did what the Bible say, get out a shot for a year. Try that for a year, Kat. You know what I'm saying? And let's see how your life changes. Let's see the spirit that the Lord put on you. Give the Isupk a shot for a year. Now, after that year, if you say, you know what, y'all niggas is crazy, I'm out of here, we're going to respect you for it. Get the hell out of here. We don't want you no way. You know what I'm saying? And that'll show us that the Lord never put his spirit on you and don't want you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're able to come up in here for a year and obey these laws and commandments, your life, will be totally different. You had your hand up, Kat?
Yes, I say, the world is taking this,
Right, right.
So you're gonna take a shot.
Hey.
You're gonna get the break.
Shoot your shot, right? You gotta shoot your shot. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Nicole.
Listen, for weed for 1 year, it made everything came to light.
Tell me about it.
If I would have stopped smoking, I would have understood what y'all was talking about.
Yeah. It's like the smoke go away. It's like, whoa, look at the world now. Listen, when we first meet, it's like y'all tell us business, me, General Hyman, there was another cat that dropped his sword. We was fully engulfed in weed and smoking the blunts, reading the Bible. We started listening to the cats on the street and coming home and breaking out the Bible and the blunt. The Bible and the blunt went hand in hand. And we get high and we look, it was right after the Million Man March that we went to, you understand? So we decided, we said, listen, we got to have a Million Family March And we got to get everybody, every black family to come to this march. And whoever don't come, we going to set bombs and TNT everywhere else on the earth and blow everybody else up. We were talking terror shit because of the weed. So we knew the Bible's the truth. We Israelites. So let's have a million family march and all the brothers that believe in the Bible and King David and Christ coming to this. And whoever don't, we blowing them the hell up, getting rid of them. That's where we was at with it. Till the smoke started to go away. Till the brothers told us, you got to leave that weed alone. You got to leave. Listen, we started to eat the weed in the school. We said we can't smoke it no more. Let's eat it a little bit. Let's put it. And we started to eat the weed. And we told one of our senior generals in Philly. He said, "Well, so y'all just wanted to get high. Mayakaahla, hang up this phone now. All of y'all report to the school." Like, oh shit! I hung up the phone. So they want us to report to the school. Oh shit! Go to council. You know what I mean? So they corrected us, and we better than because of it. You know what I'm saying? Zechariah 13:9.
Go. So Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire. And I will refine them as silver is refined.
Like this is more good news, man. The good news is that the Lord said if we obey his voice, right, he gonna be our God again. He gonna stop rejecting us, and we gonna be his people again. All we gotta do is say, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. That was Jeremiah 7:23. Now in Zechariah, he giving us another warning. He said, I will bring the third part through the fire. Meaning, in these last days, the Lord said there's 3 parts of Israel. 2 parts is in a jam because they're going to be hard-headed, don't want to give up their religion, love the church and their music so much that they don't want to give up Caesar Borgia, and they don't want to come to the truth. And then there's 1/3 that's going to end up in the Isupk. And he said that part, that third part, he's going to bring through that fire that's coming to America. Read.
Come. And refine them as silver is refined.
And refine them. And when you being refined right now, y'all don't know it. Since y'all came in the truth, y'all been being refined. Go ahead.
And will try them as gold is tried.
And y'all been being tried since you came in here. Because you can easily go back in the world and have a ton of fun. One of my ribs, she always say, I want to have fun. I'm bored. I want to have fun. I said, listen, boredom is good. She said, to you. I said, boy, listen, fun out here is death. You don't want to go out here and have fun. So she enjoyed bingo and little small things like that. So I tell her, those things you can do. If that's your fun, I'll even go with you. I was in my first bingo game a week ago, Cat. I ain't never think I'd be. I said, bingo? Old ass ladies and bingo? She said, come on, it's fun. She said, it's fun. I said, oh, Lord. I said, all right. I'd rather go to bingo than have her go to club. She like bingo, I went to a bingo. And I'm hitting the things and I'm trying. I call bingo false like 3 times. Bingo. They said, no, it's a shit. It's my first time. All right. You know what I'm saying? And so she enjoys it. That's fine. I can tolerate that. What I can't tolerate is that fun that get your life taken in the world. You understand? Read. He's going to bring the third part through the fire and refine us like we being refined right now. Go ahead.
Try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name.
And listen, that's what we learned to do. Before Isupk, I didn't know the name of the Most High. I didn't know the laws he wanted us to follow. I didn't know the things that he said not to do, but now I do. And I follow them things and I pray to him in the name of my black king. Go ahead.
And I will hear them. I will say.
And that's the key. He's going to hear us. The church praying all the time. Oh, pray to Jesus. Oh, what would Jesus do? The Lord ain't hearing none of that. He ain't hearing none of that. How you in church praying and got your congregation praying when you a swallower? When you like to swallow. You understand? And all the LGBTQ things that go on with you and you push it to your congregation, they supposed to follow you and respect you? No. Go ahead. The Lord said real men going to follow his commandments and pray to him and be tried, man. And he's going to hear us. He's going to hear our prayers. Read. The scripture said in Proverbs, a sinner, a prayer is an abomination to God. If you a sinner, doing things that God say not to do, when you pray to him, it's like you eating pork right in front of his face. He considered your prayer to him abomination. Who the hell want that? I don't want that guy, man. I don't want none of that to come. I want the Lord to hear my prayers and take me serious, man, because I'm on the edge of death every day, like we all are. We all are this close to death every day, and it's only through the Most High that we're able to still come in here and experience this brotherhood. Go ahead.
Come. It is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
Mm-hmm. And they shall say, I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people. My people that come back to me. Isupk, come Yashaala. They done came home. They know I'm their God, and they are my people, man. Most High Christ. John 6:38. John 6:38. And because the Lord prophesied that so long ago, when Christ came, he reiterated damn near the same thing. Christ knew that the Lord rejected us. He knew that he turned his back and let our oppressors conquer us. But he also knew something else that the Lord did, that the Lord had the door open for us to return, man. And all we had to do was come back to the Most High and obey him.
Right.
You understand? John 6:38.
Book of John, chapter 6, verse 38. For I came down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me.
See, Christians and you religious punks, you learn from your slave master. So you believe Jesus Christ came to change everything that God did. You believe that lie that he came and died and got rid of all the laws that God put in that Old Testament, got rid of all those righteous examples. You think that none of that is any more good when that is a lie. Christ came and he followed those laws of the Old Testament. He taught those laws of the Old Testament. He made them even stricter. He said, Moses gave you a bill of divorce just out of mercy because we were so stubborn that we couldn't get along, we fight and kill each other, man. He said, but now I take that bill of divorce away. You understand? I make it even stricter. If you go outside your marriage with a woman that ain't yours, that's adultery. Paraphrase. If you go outside your husband with another man, you're an adulteress, man. And that's a death penalty offense. Christians think because Christ forgave that sister that now adultery is fine, I guess. But they forget what Christ said at the end of that. He told that sister what? He said, where are your accusers at? They're supposed to put you to death. Where they at? She said they left. He said, all right, well, because they left, I'm going to forgive you also. He told her, go your way. But what he tell her at the end, that all Christians miss. Okay. He said, sin no more to that woman. Right. He said, I'm going to forgive you also. Go your way and sin no more. Proving two things. One, that what she did was a disgusting sin. Right. And she was supposed to have a life taken. Right. Because it was a disgusting sin. But Christ told her, sin no more, meaning don't do it again. You forgiven for this one. Don't do it again, because next time, you're going to get the just punishment. Next time, you're going to get what you're supposed to get. He didn't make it okay for what she did. He gave her mercy. He gave her mercy and warned her, don't let this happen again, man. Don't let it happen again. Read on.
God, verse 39. And this is the Father's will.
And go ahead. So, and now, Christ said, I ain't come to make my own program or create my own school or do my own thing. I came to fulfill what the Most High said. I came to do what the Most High said. I ain't come to create no new school and get rid of all the laws in the Old Testament. Now I'm going to come say, you know what? Forget everything the Most High said. That ain't what he came for, but that's what the church tell you. That's what the church tell you, but that's not what happened. Christ didn't come to do his will. He came to do the Father's will. He celebrated Passover, not Easter. He celebrated the high holy days of Israel, not of the Romans or the Greeks or of the world. He did not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. He didn't do those things. He did not covet. You understand? And he showed us how to follow those laws in a perfect spirit. That's what he came for. That's what he came for. And when now he's gone, we're supposed to know, all right, now we got to follow those laws just like Christ followed. He gave us all the examples, you understand? And we know he came to do what the Father said in that Old Testament. Christ taught the Old Testament. The New Testament come from the Old Testament. There was no New Testament when he taught all these things. It didn't exist, Nicole. You understand? Read.
God, which have sent me, that of all which he hath given me,
This is the Father's will that has sent Christ. Everything which he gave Christ. And what did he give Christ? He gave Christ 12 disciples, man, that was faithful to him. He gave Christ other brothers and sisters that believed in him, knew he was the Son of the Most High. He gave Christ people who knew this the Son of God, this the anointed. You understand? I've been healed by this man, so I know he's special. You understand? That's what he gave Christ. He gave Christ soldiers to roll with. Go ahead.
I should lose nothing.
And Christ said, I ain't going to lose none of it. I ain't going to lose these soldiers that believe in me. I ain't going to lose these sisters that believe in me. Go ahead.
But should raise it up again at the last day.
He said, but should what?
Raise it up again.
Christ said, I'm on these saved servants and soldiers that you gave me, Lord. I ain't going to lose none of them. But I'm going to raise them up again. When?
At the last day.
At the last day. Interpretation in the last days. Guess what, Israel? We in the last days.
Right.
And Christ raising up them same brothers and sisters that rode with him back then, man. He ain't lose none of them. He ain't lose Mark, Peter, Luke. He ain't lose none of them. He ain't lose none of them sisters that rode with them. He ain't lose none of the people outside of the 12 that believed in him, man. He ain't lose none of them. He raising them up right now. Been raising them up since 1969, raising them up. You understand? And so that's the good news. That's the good news of the thing that's killing us. Excuse me, TikTok, the thing that's taking our lives, the things that's unaliving us. The good news is that we still got a shot. It ain't too late. It ain't too late. You understand? All right, before I go into Easter, I know the brothers were asking a lot about the history, man, of the UPK. They like that history. I'm going to try to be brief with time. Okay. I'm going to have to be brief, and then I'll just maybe touch on it. Let me go into Easter first. Maybe I'll push the history back. Can you get that email, Yedai? The one that says Easter. I think it says let me see what's first. Easter, aka you got one that says Easter, aka Pascal. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Okay, here we go.
Easter before.
Oh, it says Easter, aka Pascal. You see that? Let's start with that.
Easter, also called Pesach.
Good. Also called, they say Pascha, which is a Greek word meaning Pesach in the Hebrew. In the Hebrew is Pesach. This is what they say Easter means. Go ahead.
Or Resurrection Sunday is a Christian festival.
It's a Christian festival. Go ahead.
A cultural holiday commemorating the resurrection of Jesus from the dead.
So they say it commemorates the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. Go ahead.
Described in the New Testament as that occurred on the third day of his burial, following his crucifixion by the Romans and Catholics.
All right, let's stop this now. So one, they say Easter means Pascha, right? And it's supposed to, it's a Christian festival and holiday about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's number one, right? Now, if you can get me, Salaki, you die. Go to Pascha. Go to the definition of Pascha. Break it down slowly. They just celebrated this worldwide yesterday, right? Give me the definition of Pascha. Pull it up.
Pascha. The Jewish feast of the Passover.
The Jewish feast of the Passover. That's what it means. Pascha or Pesach in the Hebrew, in the ancient Hebrew. It's the Jewish, the Israelite, in other words, feast of Passover. So now, how could Easter mean Pascha? But that's what they say. And they say it means the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? That's what they say. Now, give me the one that says Easter before.
Come on, sir.
Give me that one and read that. So far we know that Pascha is Pesach, which means Passover. The Christian world or our enemies are saying Easter means that same thing, and it's the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
The feast day of Easter was first a pagan holiday.
At first, it was a pagan holiday. Hold that, sir. Slack. Can you pull up the pagan definition I sent you? Or I don't know. Did I send it? Let me see. Yeah. Come pull up pagan. So it's a pagan. At first, it was a pagan holiday, right? Go ahead.
Pagan. A person who follows a polytheistic or pre-Christian religion, not a Christian or Muslim or Jew.
Right. So in modern today, pagan means somebody who ain't in the church, who ain't in the Jewish synagogue, who ain't in the Muslim mosque. But read that again from the top.
A person who follows a polytheistic or pre-Christian religion.
Spell that polytheistic.
Polytheistic.
Polytheistic. Let me get it with you. It's and read it again.
A person who follows a polytheistic pre-Christian religion, not a Christian or Muslim or Jew.
Pre-Christian religion, not a Muslim or Christian or Jew, right? So all the heathens before Christianity took over, that's what it was. Okay. You got the same thing I got? Oh, I see what you got. You did. Okay, start at the top.
The original pagans were followers of an ancient religion.
You could be considered.
You could be considered a pagan if you don't believe in religion or you worship more than one God.
So pagan originally were people who believed in more than one God, because the Israelites were the only ones that believed in one God. Everybody else had different gods, for the crop god, the fishing god, the god for every day of the week, a whole bunch of different gods. We were the only ones talking about one God. That's where Muhammad got it from. Thousands of years later, he got it from us, the belief in one God. Go ahead. The original.
The original pagans were followers of an ancient religion that worshiped several gods.
Right, they are an ancient religion who worship 7 gods. So these pagans are people outside of Israel that worship a bunch of gods, aka heathens. That's what pagans were. Just to understand heathens. Go ahead.
Polytheistic. Today, pagan is used to describe someone who doesn't go to
polytheistic.
Polytheistic.
Go ahead. Today, now this is the modern word. They changed definitions. Today, go ahead.
Today, pagan is used to describe someone who doesn't go to a synagogue, church, or mosque.
Because those are the major religions. And if you look at it, all of them steal from our culture, the Bible. All of them steal from us. But that's what a pagan is. In other words, a pagan is a heathen. So now give me Jeremiah 10:2. Pagan is a heathen or a non-Israelite. You look up heathen in the Bible dictionary, it'll tell you a non-Israelite or a heathen, sometimes referred to as nations.
Jeremiah chapter 10:2.
Thus
saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Read that again.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
So if pagan is non-Israelite, is all the people outside of the Israelites believing in all type of things and more than one God and all that, the Lord told us a long time ago through Jeremiah, don't learn the way of the heathen, man. Don't learn the way of the heathen. Give me Leviticus 20:23. We ain't supposed to learn their culture and their ways. And that's what Easter was. Easter was a heathen culture. And they say it's the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but I'm going to tell you something else they said. I'm going to show you something else after we read this scripture. You got that email, right? Easter before? All right. Might get Leviticus 20:23. Read it when you get it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall not walk
in the manners of the nation.
You see that, right? The Lord telling us not to walk in the manners of the nation. Who could tell me what that means? I know you scholars know. Go ahead, Al. What's your name, huh? I find you. Go ahead.
It means not to be like the average American. Don't celebrate your Christmas. Don't celebrate your Valentine's Day.
Right.
Don't eat your typical American or so-called soul food.
Right.
Like your portion and lobster.
Exactly. That's walking in the way of the heathen. Not just America. Hell, Russia, Germany, the Arabs, the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? They are all heathens. Heathen just means a non-Israelite, a nation that's outside of Israel. The Lord said, don't walk in their manners. Don't do the things they do, their mannerisms, their culture, their celebrations, their diet, the things they love to eat and celebrate, like the brother brought out. They love them king crab legs. They go on a boat and risk their whole life to catch a tuna, which we was raised on. I know black people was raised on it, but it don't have scale. We can't eat it. Go ahead, Nicole.
I remember I think it was a couple weeks ago, last week, y'all on the show, y'all was explaining how like black people, Hispanic, they're American, we are criminals and doing what they do. Like we sell cocaine, we go to jail. They sell cocaine, they become the president of the United States.
Listen, you got a criminal president about to become president, right? Like Nicole said, we can't get away with the things they get away with. That's why so many black people get pulled over and the police say, can I see your ID? I don't have to show you my ID. Don't you know in the Constitution, the section law, section 30, paragraph 98 say that I can, and we get our asses whooped and get shot. You understand? And that cop ain't going to jail for that. You understand? He's not going to jail for that. Listen, we have they allowed to carry a firearm in America. You got your permit, you can carry a firearm. But when blacks, Hispanics, when they see you with that firearm, it's a different spirit. You like a threat, and they ready to take you down with it. You know what I'm saying? So just comply. Christ said, agree with thine adversary quickly. You understand? Because when thou art tossed in that jail, he said, it's a jam up. You might not get no help right away. You understand? So you should show your ID. What the hell? We know he's a slave master. We know he got all the power. Stop all that, your laws and your rights and this and this and this and this. Go ahead, Al.
Look back on my research, like us. I know Revelation is one of the mark of the beast. But there are other scriptures where basically about cutting, about being in the military, and police officers.
About being in the military. Okay, yeah. Okay, the main one I would show brothers this in the military, because again, during the time of Christ, we had brothers in the military also under the Romans, and the Lord said in the scriptures to the people that's in the military, he said, exact only what you have to. I'm paraphrasing that scripture. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. It say, don't exact more than what you have to. And don't abuse what's that scripture you died where it say he said to the centurion, he said, exact no more than what you have to. And let me get it for you. No sweat, throw out. You died, pull it for me. Okay. It gives you instructions on, if you are part of that world, what you have to do, because you are working for the beast. You are working for the beast. Now, having the mark of the beast in your hand, the card, is when you harming Israelites for this beast. Having the mark of the beast in your forehead is when you pushing his laws and his holidays and his culture that's counter to the Most High. You understand? So there's a person that can work for the beast, and he has the mark of the beast because he's enforcing everything that the beast does and has. And there's another person that worked for the beast, and Christ told them this. Yediah is getting it now. And until he get that, I'm gonna go to who got Leviticus 20 and 23. Go ahead, read.
Book of Leviticus chapter 20, verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation,
Uh-huh.
which I cast out before you.
Right.
For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
Can I send Nicole, how can I send you an email?
I can send my email, sir.
We're good to go upstairs.
You huh?
We're good to go
We
upstairs.
good to go upstairs, no sweat. Mirage up there?
Come.
Okay. You want me to send it in the car or is your daddy sending it to you?
I think they said that he has it right here. So
Okay. I just want to read that email. Because again, Christians say that Easter is what? They say it's celebrate. They said it's a pagan holiday, first of all, which we know we ain't supposed to celebrate, but most people don't know. Then they said it represents the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right or wrong? Anybody else heard anything different? I read where Easter is about the resurrection of Jesus Christ on the third day, right? I want you to read this email. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
now, Joe Biden said it's a transsexual day.
Oh my God.
Transsexual.
He said that's what Easter is?
Yeah, Easter Sunday is
Dang.
now transsexual day.
Oh my God. We going deeper and deeper into Satan, but that's a good thing. The deeper we go into Satan, the deeper they go into Satan in America, the deeper the Most High put his hand on this place, man. This place is falling. Go ahead.
The precept of 1 Corinthians 10:13, where it says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. God is faithful, and I suffer you to be tempted above.
And what are you bringing this out to say?
Oh, it was a precept we were looking for.
No. Okay, the one what Christ said, I think the centurion said, what can I do to get the kingdom? And he said, exact no more than thou art supposed to. I'm paraphrasing. This ain't my phone. He said, exact no more than you're supposed to, and do harm to no man, something like that.
Luke 3:13.
This is if you're working for the police, if you're in the military. We have brothers, listen, part of the history I was going to go into in Philly. We had about 5 police officers rolling with us. You got it? Read it, nice and loud.
Luke chapter 3, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto them, exact no more.
What did he say before that? Read the verse before that.
Verse 12. Then came also publicans to be baptized,
Uh-huh.
and said unto him, Master, what shall we do? Verse 13.
And this is people that work for the government. Publicans, which are tax collectors, officers of the court. They come and arrest you for tax violations, or the police, the military, any government capacity job that you work in where you can lock blacks and Hispanics up, and you working in that environment. The Lord said this. They asked him, what, Yediah?
They came also publicans to be baptized, and said unto him, Master, what shall we do? And he said,
And baptized just means taught. Baptized means taught and clean so they can change their life. And he said, what do we got to do, Master? Talking to Christ. Go ahead.
He said unto them,
Uh-huh.
exact no more than that which is appointed you.
Meaning don't rob Israelites. Exact no more, which is that, except that which is appointed you. The thing that you're supposed to do for them, just do that. Don't go above and beyond for the government to get your people locked up or thrown in prison. Go ahead. You got it in the car?
And he said unto them, exact no more that which is appointed to you.
Uh-huh.
Verse 13. And the soldiers likewise commanded of him, saying,
He's the soldiers now, the officers, the ones that lock you the hell up. Go ahead.
and the soldiers likewise commanded of him, saying, and what shall we do?
And the soldiers said, well, what should we do? We work for the government. We the police, man. We got the power to lock you up and destroy your life. What can we do to get mercy from the Lord? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, do violence to no man.
Read that again.
Do violence to no man.
Our king turned these officers, these soldiers, do violence to no man. Do violence to no man. So if you work for the beast and you got the power from the beast to harm and hurt people, Christ said you still better not do violence to nobody. Go ahead.
Neither accuse any falsely.
Don't set nobody up, which we all know that old nasty Nate of the IUIC, he used to set people up and do violence to black people, man. That purple group, their leader, the bishop, police officer Nathaniel, he did violence to men, and he did what? What's the word? Accused falsely. He accused men falsely, man. So he directly broke what Christ said how to be if you're an officer of this beast. Go ahead.
So he also set up, I think it was, he went inside the house and made the woman be naked in front of everybody.
Come. They went up inside some woman's house, violent as hell, busted her house, and made her get, and she was naked, man. And they didn't let her cover herself up or nothing, man. These Christian Israelites got nasty histories, man. But that's the answer. If you're an officer or a soldier, you know, and under this beast, you ought to do violence to no Israelite. None of them. You understand? Now, if that conflicts with your job, you probably should walk off your job, because that's what General Hazayan did. General Hazayan said, I ain't dealing with this no more because they expect me to be violent. It's a lot of times where they come up on a suspect and General Hazayan would, you know, take him down without shooting. And they would tell him afterward, man, you supposed to shot him. That was a clean shot. That was a clean shoot. You could have shot him. They was checking Hodge on why he didn't murder this man. And Hodge understood that he didn't have to. Take the life of. General Hodge made it clear that he didn't have to take the life of this man. But when you work for this beast, you take on the spirit of this beast a lot of times. And you do violence. Like the 5 brothers did to that one brother. I forget what city it was, when they beat that poor brother down on the street, man. Find out one of the officers' girlfriend his ex-girlfriend was with the guy now. So he was jealous of the guy. And they ended up beating this brother and leaning him on the car. This brother eventually lost his life, man, because they beat him so bad. You understand? Because a lot of us, when we work for this beast, we take on the spirit of the beast. But Christ telling us right here how you not take on the spirit of the beast, even though you work for the beast. Do violence to no man, you understand, and don't accuse any one of them falsely. Talking about your people. Let me see. Where should I go to finish this up? Give me so and again, this is going into Easter, and the brother had a question about being a soldier. Let me see. Christian dogma. And that's where in Acts 12:4, you'll read the word Easter in most of your Bibles. You go into the Hebrew Bible, you'll see that word is not there. It'll say Pesach. But in the English Bible, the Greeks and the Romans had their hands in it. Then the English and Christians, they put in a few words in the Bible that shouldn't be there, Easter being one of them. Easter in the Bible is talking about Passover. There's another word in the Bible, ghost, Holy Ghost. That word ghost is translated into spirit. It's supposed to be spirit, but Christians put that word in there. There's about a few other words that Christians put in the Bible that shouldn't be there. They call that Christian dogma. Dogma is like something that's accepted, but it ain't all the way true. You know what I'm saying? But it's just accepted by the masses. And Christian dogma put those 2 words, and what's another word? Religion. The word religion in the Bible just means your belief. This means your belief system. The word God in the Bible should be power, or Allahai in the Hebrew. You understand? And of course, so it might be a few others. I know one is Jehovah. You understand? That was originally Yahweh. You go into the Hebrew, it'll read Yahweh, but they made it into Jehovah, which is a whole religion. So I got to go. I can't go into the history today. Maybe next time. You understand? We about to go up to the show. Commander General Yohana show. Black Watch starts at 9 a.m. Everybody tune in. The water, return to Passover. The preaching officer Mathumya. Shalom. Shalom, TikTok. You got it. Shalom. I'm gonna leave this phone here. All right. Sit. Take it. It's not my phone. It's class phone or whatever they said.
my email. Y'all can sign me out.
Isupk security announcement. This Isupk started, go to Isupk started 1 West, on the 25th called New York, on the command during the group of new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the work. If they need transportation, people will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means it's 10% in Hebrew, Mayakaahla, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, you got the Lord's Passover, 55th annual Passover in North Carolina, April 20th. Everybody should come down. This is a mandatory feast day. All right, remind Akim and Aquakum to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, man, the visual acknowledgement means to stand. All right. Man, the visual, we're going to do one person salute. Man, the visual acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. Right. So, she's turning to the acknowledgement, means to stand. Shabbat is going to be your hand over the other like so. Head down, head over. All right, you just go repeat that. All right, man of Israel. Well, we're going to get into 136 salute. Man of Israel, I'm on Shabbat. I got it. Barak. That's the top. Fast.